Hi, I'm Doug Remsen, and this is my wife Gisela.
Hi.
We're from San Diego, and 2 years ago we went on a trip to Costa Rica and liked very much what we saw. And on the return, my wife looked up and found this Panama Relocation Tours. It sounded very interesting in terms of investigating and providing us with all the answers to questions we might have. And so we took the Panama Relocation Tour a year and a half ago, 2 years ago now.
2 years ago.
And it was everything and more than we ever expected, because it answered any questions that we might have relative to possibility of moving down here.
Yeah,
and
we had also all the answers.
And at that time, we had no intention, but the tour fascinated us so in terms of providing us answers to any question that we might have. At every stop, we had expats to help us understand what they had gone through. We had exposure to a dozen different types of foods at the various restaurants we stopped at. Every night, the accommodations were a different, again, exposure to what is available down here. So after that tour, we went home and decided Panama was for us. And we had no intention of ever moving out of the States. I mean, we were ensconced in San Diego. But traffic and lifestyle there had changed so drastically over the time we lived there that this became then a new fascination. And so it took us quite a while to sell our house there. But we moved down here October of 2018. Our expat community has been so welcoming. We've molded right into the community. My wife sings in the choir at church. We belong to a choral group that's practicing now for Christmas concert.
And basically, like what we want to do is what Jackie told us. She says, when you're coming to Panama, just rent for 6 months. And that is what we intended to do. So we rented for the first 3 months. And we did know that after the 3 months that we might want to stay there or that we might want to move somewhere else. But within those 3 months, we did find a place where we wanted to stay. And that was this place, but it is a place that we had to buy. So even that Jackie told us to rent for 6 months, I think we deviated a little bit from that, and we bought this place. And we are happy because we basically had 3 criteria for the house we were looking at. We wanted to live on 1 floor, only the guest bedrooms, and one of the bathrooms is downstairs. So we are living on this floor. We wanted to have a view, and for me personally, I wanted to be able to walk to town. And those criteria were here. Plus, you really like the environment here.
Yes. We moved to Panama because it provided us almost everything we were looking for. It provides us a lower cost of living. We were able to buy this beautiful piece of property that you'll get a view of at considerably less than we would have paid in the States, a factor 3 at least. We moved to Panama because we have, as seniors, we have major discounts called a jubilada discount. We've already have visas and all the concerns we had about moving here have been allayed. We don't have any taxes down here. Our property tax is forgiven forever. We have no income tax. We have no sales tax. So that's all part of the fact that we have a much lower cost of living here than certainly we had in our home in San Diego.
I wanted to move to the beach. That was for me a must. I wanted to be like in San Diego at the beach, but the weather It's nice, but it's just way and way and way too hot over there. And I would have been fine with it, but that really, you did not want to sit in the heat and with the air conditioning every day. And the dogs also, they did not like the hot weather. So I think that was one of the reasons we came to Boquete. The weather is really perfect. We don't mind the rain. It only rains normally if it rains in the raining season in the afternoon. So we can do whatever we need to do in the morning, and then in the afternoon we basically, enjoy, our place here or just go to friends or whatever. So that all did really work out very well.
Boquete is nestled here in the mountains of the high hills of Panama. We're at 4,000 feet, and so our weather is typically 65 to 80 max, and this goes on all year round. And as Gisela just mentioned, even during the rainy season, you can still have beautiful mornings, and in the afternoons, you just knuckle in for a little while. The rains last for 2 or 3 hours, dries up, go out to dinner if you want to.
Yeah.
So the rain doesn't really, although it's a tropics and it's a rainy season, it doesn't interfere with our lifestyle.
I mean, it is rainy season right now, and it's beautiful.
Yes. One of the questions that we are to refer to is our worst and best. The worst might be concern about drivers and the traffic. There's not a lot of traffic lights to regulate things, and the Panamanians have their own style of driving, and so that represents a concern we have, and that we need to be very aware of what's going on around us when we're driving. The best is the total package. The expat community is just extraordinary. The circumstances in which we live. Maybe Gisela mentioned that we're only a quarter mile, half mile from town, but we're in a setting that's idealistic. I mean, it's just surrounded by trees and foliage and
it's quiet
and beautiful vistas, and it's very secluded and quiet, and meets all our criterion.
Yeah. And then the Panamanians themselves. I have never been anywhere where people have been so friendly. Even, we don't speak the language so perfectly right now, but they are really nice, very accommodating, and try to help wherever they can. So I think that's a big plus too.
Living here in Boquete, we have the advantage of being able to take advantage of all kinds of different adventures. There's hikes to waterfalls, there's hikes to bird watching, and extraordinary bird watching. I mean, birds that you have no idea, with 20, 30-inch tails. We get to go river rafting if that's something you want to do. If you go up in the highlands, you can go fly fishing. There's coffee fincas. The most expensive coffee in the world is grown 5 miles from where we live, and it sells presently for $800 a pound. It's that good that people are willing to pay that price. There's tea plantation tours. There's mountain vista tours. There's zip lining tours within 4 miles of our home. Of course, there's the beach with all its possibilities. We have many islands located off the shore that provide you with extraordinary resorts, and we're actually going on the next couple of days to one of these resorts, and the whales are in our vicinity at this time, so we're going to be able to even go whale watching. And of course, fishing is just extraordinary in the salt waters. All manners of game fish are available. experiences with health insurance are a little bit different than my very young wife. I'm senior, obviously, and I have a small plan here that takes care of all the necessary things here in town. For example, seeing the doctor here cost me $17, $18 a visit. When I had to have x-rays to look at my arm, it cost $13 for 2 plates.
For the x-ray?
For the x-rays. The hospital itself wasn't the hospital that was part of our insurance plan, but the surgeon there was recommended, so we went there. And we hope to acquire or have those costs reimbursed through Medicare in the States. We still keep Medicare in the States in case there was something extraordinary that I would face at my age. But other than that, expenses here are very minimal relative to the States when it comes to health insurance. Here in Valle Escondido, we have cable connection availability. This provides us with any American channel TV you can imagine. Every single channel is available to us. We have a landline through Cable Onda that provides us with connection to the States for $15 a month, unlimited phone calls. We also have a cell phone service here. It costs me $17.95 a month for unlimited search on my cell phone for the web and as many phone calls as I can possibly make. So we are accommodated here with all these same availabilities we had in the States. However, it's considerably cheaper. Our phone bill with Cable Onda is like $50 a month, including the telephone service to the United States. And as I mentioned, cell phone service is $17.95 a month for unlimited search on the web and the number of calls that we make. So everything's available. I was watching the Monday night football games last night and able to scroll through any that were available anywhere in the States because I had 500 different channels to choose from.
Basically, we get everything here what we need. Is it the same quality? Probably not all the time. I'm a fan of chocolate. The chocolate here is not really that good, but at least I can get it. Things that we really cannot get, we will order from the States. For me, it is minimal. In the beginning, I did order more products, also through Amazon, because we have delivery options to Boquete from the US that we are using. But being here now over a year, we have found a lot of stores that do provide whatever it is what we need. If it is a hardware store, if we are going to Novi, if we are going to Panafoto, you basically can find whatever it is what is needed. Also food-wise, I think we start to get accommodated with the food here. So I think we are sort of good here, right? Do you miss something?
I'm interested that Gisela mentioned the food because the Panamanian food is a little bit difficult for me because I go very much for flavor in my food and the consistency. I like things more rare, and the Panamanian style is
different.
It's certainly more well cooked, and so that is an area of adjustment. So it requires in the restaurant that you make the waiter aware that you want your food cooked a little bit differently than is their style.
It is difficult to get the beef that you really would like to have, to buy that. That's the concern for you, I think.
I have to shop to get the steaks that I really like. I like ribeyes and I like them medium rare. So that requires a little bit of effort, but they certainly are available, and there's restaurants that do serve them the way I like. Asked what we might miss here. Perhaps it's mostly friends that we've had a long association with. We certainly don't get that same contact here as we had when we were living in the States. And my family, I have sons living on the East Coast, and it was certainly a bit easier to see them traveling across California as opposed to going from here internationally back into the States there. But other than that, we found a home here, and the home here provides us with any of the things that were important to us. It certainly can't provide us with the associations of years and years, but we found so many new acquaintances here that are becoming actually fast friends. It's an amazing sort of situation in that there's something about the expat community that, because we're all of the same ilk to try adventures and leave our accommodation, there's something about that that creates a magnetism that pulls us together in a way that's somewhat fascinating and unique. Every Tuesday, we have here in this village of Boquete what is called the BCB, which is the Expat Farmers Market. And you'd be fascinated to learn all the things that are available there. We have a German there that makes the most delicious cheeses that are available. We have communities from Russia or the Kazakhstan that have their foods available. So we have also the ability to sample and taste foods from around the world because of the various people who've moved here from Europe, Canada, and the US. There's a wonderful woodworker there that provides us with some of the dishes that we need for putting in candies or serving, delicacies when guests come over. We have available there 2 guys in a cooler, and they put together meals from all over the United States and Europe, and freeze them, and will deliver them to your door here at a very economical price. So, I mean, we can have frozen foods that excel anything you can get in any supermarket, delivered here, on our beck and call, and an amazing variety of taste and textures availability. What ultimately brought us here is the Panama Relocation Tour given by Jackie Lang. I spoke a little bit about it earlier, but I want to go back and visit that because Jackie, in her conducting this tour, gives you an exposure to the country like you cannot even imagine. As I mentioned previously, you're introduced to every aspect of the society down here